Productions. Here with Taylor Holly. You ready to rock with it?
Let's roll, baby.
That's so dumb. Anyway,
we love y'all. We love being dumb. We love cutting up. We appreciate that y'all appreciate how much we appreciate doing this. So there's a leaderboard. Colin with the crazy ace in the front nine. If you hadn't watched it, go back to the first video. Watch that front nine. Taking the one straight lead into this back 12 holes here. Moving on to hole 10. I'm going to bring it in because Andy's laughing way too hard to do it. 219, dead straight, super tight tee shot. You do have a bailout gap to the left. Not necessarily the most favorable gap, but a gap if you're not confident hitting this very tight and narrow gap off the tee. So, not a hard hole. Again, 219, dead straight. You can throw putters. Have at it.
You say not hard, but it's still only 5 feet wide.
And then you could just do that. Oh. Like, my goodness.
Sheesh. Colin is... Okay, the water that's missing in Cam's Keurig
has poured over it.
Yes, has overflowed into...
Colin's coffee pot.
Yes.
Or his homebrew system. Yep.
And Caleb really showing the guns on that one.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the right... like, it's 219-foot hole. Like, you should have left the guns at home. But...
It's a gun show nonetheless.
And that's real nice.
That was a nice kiss of the tree. Not quite as exciting as Colin's from hole 8, but
kissing it like Tim Duncan.
So far, they're threading this fairway. Nicely done.
That's
from Will.
Beautiful. Great touch, great distance, great height control more than anything. Like a shot like this, that's what's very key is the height control.
Yeah, sliding it up to the pin right there is ideal.
Knowing how to throw it more like 200 or 190 than getting the slide at the end of the finish. That's a beautiful touch as well.
Yes, it is.
Parker Julia.
Oh, man. That actually was kind of a spit. It hit the top of the cage first, but then it hit, went to the chains.
I feel like you never get that shot. Oh, hello. Ooh.
Yeah,
like that shot that hits the top of the rim and it goes up into the cage, you rarely ever get because it's just that those chains are so soft and they'll naturally just push that disc back out. You feel like you should get it, but rarely do you.
Yeah, which is odd, but the moral of the story is be better.
Yeah, don't hit the rim.
But there you go. 6, 5, 4, 2, 1 through 10 holes, and it's just heating up. Taking us to hole 11, 214 feet. The theme right now is a tight fairway through this wooded glen. And this one is one that is really not that easy to get to the pin. It's very well guarded, but if you hit your line and just let the disc fade, you're pretty much there. The line is what's hard to hit.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those holes that I think the guy that's confident in this shot makes this hole look super easy, and the guy that's not makes this hole look really hard.
Yeah.
I played on Chase card, and 3 of the 5 guys threw this shot super confidently, nailed their line, got the skip shot up by the basket. The other 2 guys you could tell weren't comfortable with the tee shot, and made the hole look really difficult. Ended up taking 3s, 4s. I think maybe we even had a 5 on our card. So, yeah.
Don't want to take a 5.
No, but I mean, you don't get off the tee box, and that's smooth.
Yeah, and of course, as I say, this hole is really hard. They're all just piping it. That's on me. 5 days later, that's on me, Caleb. I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, you had some good plumbing work going, and then you ruined it. See?
Andrew, that's on me.
Yep. Yeah, Andrew, it's on you.
The chain out on 8. I don't know who that one's on.
Old baskets. Actually, we're going to blame Colin for it. Because if Colin doesn't steal the ace beforehand, that just stays. Colin's fault. Good job, Colin.
So most of these dudes just gonna
These dudes.
Probably going to be able to cash in. Nobody's super far out.
Yeah, hopefully like a good tax refund. Just cash it in, baby. Cash it in.
You'd actually be pretty lucky to cash in your tax refund.
I guess you're right, because
Because-
usually it's got to go to the bank and it's got to
Yeah.
be deposited and you don't cash it. You're right. Touche.
They're
Andy.
going to hit you up on that 7-day hold. If you're lucky, you'll get 2. But
I mean,
anyway.
if we could plug a bank sponsorship in right here, we don't have one, but if we could, I'd tell you.
As Cam cashes in.
I mean, there's probably some Joe's convenience store around the corner that'll cash it at the cash register for you, but I don't have that plug either. So
You Fairhope, Robertsdale
Daphne,
financial institutions, hit us up for next year.
there you go.
Be
I
glad
like
to
it.
throw you in on the sponsorship
Yeah, man.
packet.
So you're going to see these top 3 guys slowly start to separate here. It seems like they've created a 3, 4, and 5 stroke lead from Caleb and Andrew. So going to move on to hole 12, 232 feet. Again, reoccurring theme, straight, narrow, wooded shot here. And really this hole, I mean, anything straight with just the slightest fade at the end is all you need here. Hit the early gap, it's downhill, let it slide into the basket. Oh, and he got away with that on the left line.
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah. That's a good feeling on this hole, too, because, man, after playing it both rounds, it's so easy to hit something early, and just if you
Look
can
at
get
this.
through, that's beautiful. That's so cool.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get those first few trees and get 3/4 of the way down there, you get the slide to the basket, which is great. It's a great feeling.
Will swinging the left leg to try to get it to turn over sooner.
Roundhouse kick to the air.
He got away with
Oh,
it too.
yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Sitting about 18.5 feet.
Sitting about.
And Andrew doing the same thing as Cam.
Purdy.
Yep.
And this will be interesting here. So the left side of this fairway, very guarded, very thick, very heavy. So Will's going to have to find a real narrow line that he likes and get pretty aggressive to get back over to the basket here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what you said is exactly what was probably in his head as he went with the jump putt strategy, just to try to hit that line.
And get you some kind of look.
So yeah, some look here at the basket. Oh,
Great save.
yeah, it is.
Shaky putt, but none in the basket nonetheless, and the scorecard will say 3 no matter. So, great par. And I had a similar putt to Colin first round. I was about 4 feet to the left behind those trees there and had a wonky little straddle putt on this hole. Just pushed a little too far past the basket. Luckily for Colin here, he was left out in the open. Oh, wow. And just grip locked it a little. And that tends to be Colin's miss. Y'all, if you've watched any of our videos, you've seen Colin a number of times. And when he's on, he's in. And if not, he's just that little grip lock to the right. And that kind of spin putt that he has. Solid.
Yes, it was.
And look, great for Caleb capitalizing on that birdie there.
Mm-hmm.
Threw a good shot, not a great shot. Got to kick off the tree, but was rewarded with a 20-foot putt and capitalized on it. It's a great job. Okay, Cam
Looking
getting
at
back.
the-
ties
What do
that
we
back
have? Well, at 9 o'clock, I'm going to spill punch on the living room carpet. And at 12 o'clock, I'm going to ding up the wooden floors by riding my scooter.
Wait, that's no good. I need help spilling paint on the living room carpet at 12.
That's fine. I can push it back to 3. Luna, what are you doing to the floor today?
Need carpet, hardwood, or even waterproof flooring? Bama Flooring in Robertsdale has over 300 selections to choose from.
Big enough to give you a deal?
Small enough to know your name.
Big shout out. Bama Flooring.
Hey, look, man, that's a great commercial. I love it. Local company. They are big enough to handle your needs, but small and local enough to remember your name. Cute commercial, fun for the family. Go see them for all your flooring needs, for sure.
That's right. Hole 13, 295 feet. This is a pretty good hole. You got this right side fairway that you're gonna have to thread as Cam throws it a little too far to the right.
A little right, yep.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have to hit a fade halfway to 3/4 of the way down there, but not too aggressive, or else there is OB beyond the basket. That's
Beautiful. Settle. Ooh. And this is the OB line you're talking about here, Andy. I mean, anything on top of this concrete into that batting cage area is out of bounds. So luckily, just skirting a little left of that OB area there.
he nearly just canned that.
Mm-hmm. Get through.
Oh wow.
Jinx. Oh no. Hard grip lock to the right.
Yeah.
But I think fortunately got at least 100 and something feet up the fairway there.
Yeah, if he had hit that first tree and kicked, that would have been pretty bad.
Oh, this is a good line here. This is beautiful. Settle. Oh, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Very
if he
nice
doesn't
shot.
catch that lip.
Yep. Great shot. And somebody stuck it in there.
Mm-hmm. Checking on that tree behind him.
Hey, you know, the biggest thing with shots like that, I think, is finding a way to get it out of your head mentally more than anything, right? Like, you know, you looked at it a couple of times, it's like, I'm not going to hit it, but still, it's like a mental challenge. You know it's there, and just block it out. And to be able to commit to your shot. Oh, wow. And two really big unforced errors in Colin there.
I'm not sure what he did on that, but
Oh.
he just pulled that one over, just out of his hand.
Yep, 2 shots in a row. You're going to be forced to make a lengthy putt and try to save the par here.
Yeah, he's looking 40 to.
With a really low ceiling.
Yeah.
Hey, ho.
Oh man.
Wow. Fantastic par there. Especially at this point in the round, because what you're about to see is the course completely change.
Yeah.
So we've gone from tight and wooded narrow holes where the score can change a lot to what you're about to see is a lot of kind of open, attackable holes where some of these guys are going to get on some really good birdie trains. And what you don't want to be doing is getting too far behind, because that's going to put a lot of pressure on you to want to really birdie everything, and that's not really what you want moving into these holes. You want to be comfortable and relaxed and just be able to attack. And hey, shout out to Josh Wild and State Farm for the free sponsorship, you know.
Yeah, look at that up there.
Just hanging out up there. Great putt. And Will looking to snag a birdie here. Oh, yeah.
He's been on it on these anything 20 and in. He's been just money. And especially in a tournament, this tournament, was filled with really solid players. Your putt has got to be on if you're going to have a chance at doing this thing.
Yeah, moving on to hole 14. A fun little hole, 242 feet. You've got a dog park to your right. You've got some posts that are a little bit off the tee box, about 80 to 100 feet, to keep people from driving trucks up to the back cages. And then you've got to land on this island green here that is completely surrounded by concrete. You go to a drop zone if you miss the island. That looks like a fantastic shot if it'll settle. Oh, wow. And that's so you have no, it's not like a curb on the backside, right, where you've got a relief point or a break. I mean, you've got to land this disc just right. Height control is key. Speed control is key.
I think it got.
Yeah,
I think it got
that's
across.
and that's typically what you'll see here is you'll see a lot of guys play a low shot. Oh man, that barely slides on because they're trying to prevent it from going long. And the dogs didn't like it either.
No, they did not. They said that pole's in the way. That's not, actually, I don't know if that's what they said or not.
You speak dog?
I tried.
That's how they draw the hole up there.
Yes.
And so, funny thing here for Andrew, I believe the way the rule plays, right, since he was short of the concrete, he plays his disc as it lies. He does
Still
not
inbounds.
go to the drop zone. He was still inbounds. So fortunate for him, he actually gets a putt for 3 there instead of a lot of these guys throwing 3 from the drop zone.
Yeah, that's a good point. Cam fortunate to get across the pavement after hitting that tree. So he'll be just
Gonna play the smart layup. It's tough. If you're anywhere short, it's really hard to run in this basket, especially this big tree here. That OB is only about 8 feet behind the basket, and again with no guardian lip of any kind, easy to slide OB.
and you'll see it in some of the way the discs are reacting. You'll see it in the trees. The wind is really starting to pick up this afternoon, especially for the afternoon round.
Yeah, and we didn't necessarily have wind that was strong all day, but definitely had it come in waves, and when it came, it was very strong when it showed up. So you see it clearly kind of played with Andrew there.
So that's going to be a couple of 4s here.
Yep.
Not uncommon to see.
No, I mean, I think our card had a couple both rounds. I definitely took one in the second round. Yeah, not the easiest of holes.
Did you go, OB?
I did, yeah. I went just a little long. I went along by about 4 feet, a little to the right of this tree. So first round, I was in the circle, but was stuck behind the tree. Took my par.
So here you go, hole 14B, 250 feet. Right there is it's actually a temp basket on this hole, so you won't see the actual basket. I think there's a marked disc. Yeah, there's an orange one here, but there's not much to this. You just got to stay inside the grassy area. Don't go over the road. Throwing too far is probably your hardest obstacle.
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake here is because of the right to left slope, right?
Yeah.
A lot of guys don't want to attack it dead on, because if you go straight at it and you start to fade a little, you're going way down the hill. So a lot of these guys are going to go way out to the right with hyzer shots, in which most of these guys will confidently play. However, if you are to flip something up flat, you are literally throwing basically over the OB the entire way.
Yeah.
And so that would be the miss to watch out for. But these guys are handling the distance well, playing the hyzer shot.
You know what they say? Best way to stay out of OB is to throw over it. Unless you throw
it like that.
Yeah.
You did it again.
Was he going dead?
I think he was.
Okay.
That looked like he was throwing a dead straight mid range, and just turned it out right a little bit. So.
Yeah. And the headwind probably did not help that at all.
And that is OB line back there on the backside, so those guys just skirting inside of that.
Good run.
But that's going to be a 4. And I think it was interesting. So I played on 2 cards, obviously, watched a couple other cards, and I believe I was like the only person that I saw at any point in time throw a forehand here. But I just like the forehand because you're cutting back into the hillside, going up to the basket, and you're not flirting with OB the whole way. So, but again, hyzer shot's comfortable for most of these guys. They like it, they played it. So,
Well, and honestly, I'm surprised that I didn't see more either. Just the distance portion of it is a very simple little
it's only
forehand.
like 270 or something, or 250, so it's not hard. And again,
Just a little finger pop.
Yep. And you're not having to even think about out of bounds. You can just throw a comfortable shot. So confident putt there from Colin and Andrew both for some birdies.
Caleb won't be excited about it, but there are multiple holes coming up that you can
Yeah,
come back on.
and he did not take the only 4. We had a 4 and a 5 on our card. So, but you've seen these top 3 guys separate from Caleb and Andrew for sure. So Colin and Cam running with it, kind of continuing to play hot and
And as we've seen, the water on the ground and the heat raise up a little bit, it's a perfect chance to use your flight towel.
Yep.
Not only is it going to be great for using it as a towel, but get you the disc on the end of it, perfect for warming up.
I used mine a couple during the warm-up rounds. It dried up a little bit of the regular rounds. The warm-ups, it was great just to make sure it kept my disc dry. So, wonderful. I love this hole, by the way. Hole 15, 347 feet. Gonna play more like 310, slightly downhill. You got the undulation of the green is going to be left to right with a hard drop off to the right. So most guys are going to play hyzer into the basket. You want to be just a little left like that. The downhill putt doesn't scare you too much if you're close. Now, obviously, if you get outside of the circle, it's going to scare you with a big drop off. But again, really fun, pretty hole.
Yeah, it is. And that was textbook by Colin to start it off.
Settle. That's fine.
Yeah, he should be good there.
And Cam actually probably really liked that because he's putting uphill there. So
Was that a CTP I saw into the basket?
it looked like it. Somebody stuck it. And this is where you start to get into trouble where you don't like it because this immediately is a layup. Well, turn. Well,
It was
or just
trying.
keep rolling. Good gracious.
Heavens.
To Betsy. Wow.
Yeah, if that just turns face side, it's going towards the basket. I would assume we see a big hyzer here from Schusty.
And that needs to settle too. That's well left.
That caught wind.
That's long as well. Yep.
As long as it didn't break wind.
Ooh. None of that. This is on a good line.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and it dug. Very nice. He's going to be thrilled about that shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you're kind of, settle. You're kind of forced to lay up again from back there because this slope is so severe.
They were challenging that drop off a lot more than I would have figured they would.
And you know Cam's looking to attack here. Oh, yeah. Unfortunate to just hang up in a little bit of thick grass there. Could have easily rolled all the way to the bottom. Made for a much tougher putt.
Oh. Big props to the number plate because if it didn't hit that,
Was, as Chris Berman in multiple home run derbies would have said, back,
yes.
gone.
Oh.
Kind of like that. Oh, well, Colin got lucky.
Oh, wow, yeah. It looked like it went straight down the hill.
Yep.
Still, obviously he didn't want that, but if it's going to happen, he ended up in the best spot he could have hoped for.
Yeah, and I everybody's different, and putting strokes are different. I find that it's easier for me to switch to a straddle putting downhill because it helps the elevation change. For my normal stand-up putt, and I come out flat, kind of like Caleb did on his first putt, it's very high. The straddle putt allows me to change that elevation with the downhill slope.
A little more of a push.
Right, and just kind of let it fall into the basket instead of something that comes out dead straight and hard. Just kind of a floater. Again, maybe it's mental just for me, but I find that works pretty well.
No, I mean, perfect. You don't get tips from Taylor on a daily basis, so we appreciate that.
Might be a new trending hashtag there.
Yeah, so here's hole 16, 262 feet. This distance should be very familiar with these players by now. You want to stay out of the road, as Cam has successfully done, but you want to throw a disc as straight as possible. Or play into the fence up there by the basket. It's not a bad play either.
Yeah, so interesting thing this year that has changed from years past. The outfield fence you see there was redone over the past year and actually moved back a good 10 to 12 feet closer to the basket. So now it's a much easier play for guys to just throw directly into the fence, and you're within 8 to 10 feet of the basket now instead of being circle's edge putt. So you'll see some guys eventually, whether it's this round or next round, just rip something up the hill and not be afraid to throw into the fence line. Settle, and that could have been terrible.
Not much luck so far.
Oh, it is January, Andy. It's not March yet. St. Patty's Day is a long way away.
There's your play.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and there you are. 6 feet from the basket. So, and surprisingly, as bad as Cam thought his shot was, he's got a better look than most on the card.
Yeah, he does. Is the sidewalk on this hole out of bounds?
In play.
It is in play.
It is in play. The road is the only thing, well, and obviously into the baseball field here are the only two things OB on this hole. Which I thought was smart because I feel like that road being OB or the walkway being OB is almost unfair because it's in the middle of the fairway, right?
Yeah, it follows the path that you should go down.
And if you're playing everything to the right is inbounds as well, you just need to go ahead and play that inbounds. So,
Golly.
wow.
Everybody's all over it.
And it seems like we're going to get off of this hole with this card playing one down, which is not what you would think stepping on the tee box.
Yeah. That's a clutch hole to come out of.
I mean, pick up a stroke on everybody. You know what I mean? It's great. A little courtesy there.
Not to be confused with a curtsy.
With a curtsy. Right.
So there you go. Still a tie at the top of the board. Going into hole 16A. And you're going to see in the preview here, it starts down that sidewalk, but most of these players are going to throw straight over the field and just spike something down here towards this basket. If you can get a disc right there where that one is, that is perfect.
Yeah, and it's kind of a tricky shot. Oh no,
That was inside.
that might be OB. It's only 221, but you got to clear the fence. You do have OB long, and you're kind of blind to seeing the basket because of the lining on the outfield fence here.
Yeah.
So you really got to be just like, you got to know this shot and be comfortable with it, and just do that. I mean, just throw a hyzer 5 feet from the basket. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Casual. That's going to be left.
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
Good sit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would expect Will to go big spike hyzer here
Mm-hmm.
to be a comfortable, almost like straight down shot at the end by the time this disc finishes.
Well, not as much as
Not what I had thought, but
assumed.
yep, great play. So you got 4 discs within about 15 feet and 1 person playing from the drop zone.
Man, that's unfortunate. You just come off a hole where you get the lone deuce.
And now you're possibly losing 2 strokes to
Man.
everybody. Yep, it's tough. Tough.
We still need to get some merch with lone deuce on
Ooh,
it. That was a very early term we used. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're all going to come away with it except for Caleb. And if not, I don't apologize because they should all make this putt.
Yeah, you're professionals at this point. If you make a 5-footer, and I don't feel bad about it. I didn't jinx anybody if they don't. Sorry.
It's 2020, make a putt.
Have some 2020 vision, we're crying out loud.
So moving into 17.
This
At
is
10.
I know, this is another cool hole too, at 232 feet. The roadway is OB, left is fine, right is fine. So typically you don't see guys finish out of bounds here because one way or the other, you're throwing forehand in the basket. You're shooting it up in the road. If you hit the road, you're going to finish right. If you're left, you're going to stick. So, but the key here is to not go early right like Cam just did. You're going to really push majority of the way down this road before you cut in to give yourself a good look. And that looks to be on a good line. Oh, wow. Got like a flop kind of.
Yeah, it did. That was a weird little settle. That needs to get right.
And now come backward.
Oh.
It did, and he's pretty dang close.
Mm-hmm.
That's smooth.
Settle. Oh, yeah.
Am I imagining this, or was Will? Did he used to not have a forehand?
I mean, he did back in the day. I think he got away from it for a while just because he had such a good backhand, but really put a lot of work into that forehand. It's a very simple motion now. You know, it's not anything complex. He's really dialed it in to a couple of simple steps and a simple forehand motion settle. Good run. You know, and it's not a power forehand by any means, but it's just he can control it, knows where it's going. It's very nice.
At this stage, to really compete, I feel like you have to have a little of both.
Yeah, especially on national tour
You
courses.
you
these days.
used to could get away with being a turnover player.
Yep.
Not anymore.
Yeah, especially you're talking about. I mean, courses like the USDGC these days, Winthrop Gold, has really moved to where you have to have a good, strong forehand to play well at that course. It's a lefty-friendly course. Turnover backhands are not going to get it done for you, especially with the wind. So much easier to control that hyzer forehand in the wind than it is to kind of flex out backhand on any line. So.
Good bird there for Caleb. A little bogey sandwich.
Bogey sandwich.
You never want to take a bogey after a bird, but you love taking a birdie after a bogey.
Well said, Andy. Well said. Still neck and neck at the top. Will 2 back, and Andrew and Caleb finally kind of, you know,
Yeah, they're
getting
picking
going
it
here on
up.
the last few holes. So
So that'll take us to hole 18, which plays more, what is it, hole 20? So the 20th hole.
yeah,
It's 279, 80 feet. You're going uphill, so it probably plays more like 300, but the landing zone is pretty big. You just gotta miss a matter of 1 to 2 trees. And I think that's the uncommon play. I think most players are gonna play the forehand.
I think you're right. Yeah, this hole brings back bad memories, Andy, if you remember. And it was actually brought up on my card. I did not bring it up, but it was brought up.
Yeah, the first ever Sublu captured ace.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, the first time we were at this tournament, I had the flu. I did not play. I was the catch cam guy for the entire round. Andy ran lead camera as always, and I catch cammed every hole except for this one because I got caught up talking to guys on the tee box, and Jacob Henson threw an ace in the basket, and we didn't have a catch cam for it. So blame me, my fault. But yeah, it was actually
still exciting. But
It was somebody. It was funny because somebody brought it up on our card. It wasn't me. It was like, oh yeah, Jacob aced here a couple years ago, and I was like, oh, trust me, I know. I get reminded about it often. Oh my goodness,
what in the world just happened?
what in the what? Wow, to have a putt after that, good gracious, or should I say, good golly, Miss Molly.
Well, if you shouldn't, you said it anyway.
Yeah, I did. No shame.
Yeah, if he can hit this.
Oh, Jeff.
Steady little breeze.
A little steady Eddie.
Little steady Eddie.
Will's really taking his time here. Oh yeah, and time well spent. It's always a great feeling because like I never want to be the guy. It's like let me take my full 30 seconds and then you don't make a good shot and miss the putt, right? Feels way better when you just do it. You can really hear that wind whipping too. Ooh, very nice.
That had some
Heat on
Yeah,
it.
it had some gunpowder to it. Gunpowder.
Good. I was about to say,
You ever seen that gunpowder?
that gunpowder, baby. Oh, I see it every day. Boom, boom. It's terrible. Don't buy tickets. There's no gun show here, I promise.
Don't worry, I wasn't.
Shenanigans is all this is.
I wasn't looking up the going rate for that ticket
Gee,
anyway.
thanks. I have to give you money to come to it. So going to the final hole here, the Mac Daddy on the wall, MAC Okay, 388 feet, slightly uphill. There's been a fence installed since the last time we filmed here. Really makes you kind of think about your tee shot. Struggle a little bit for shorter players. Taller players can kind of get over it. But again, you've got options of throwing in between the fences here or just throwing straight over it. So really need to push this disc. Got to get way out there to really challenge this hole and make a birdie.
And Will, unsurprisingly, takes the big hazard. But you will notice the sirens.
I was about to say, Andy, do you want to bring that in? I want to bring it in. You got it. I'll let you bring it in.
I think as they're throwing, you'll notice more and more action in the parking lot. So that's a good looking line. We're going to take the flow route.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So this was, do you want to explain what was going on?
Yeah, so we were on hole 3, and I don't think I quite knew what was going on. We saw this first car move into the parking lot here, and I kind of
Great
stopped.
shot, by the way.
Great shot. And I kind of stopped playing. I looked over and guys in my car. I was like, what's going on? And so basically they were transitioning, hopefully I say this correctly, transitioning a patient. Wow.
And that is OB.
That is OB. They were transitioning a patient from a helicopter to an ambulance.
Actually, I can confirm it was organs.
Organs. So it was not a patient. It actually that's interesting because I did not know that. So you're going to see in a second. We had to actually stop playing. Everybody for the first 4 months stopped playing.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow us. They wouldn't allow anybody to.
Right. That's why the police officers got there early and cleared everyone.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was cool. Definitely something unique and interesting, and something different for the unit. So, for the tournament. That being said, I mean, a lot of these guys have been sitting around for like 2 minutes before making these. We're trying to make these putts.
It probably was in the 10 to 15 minute range after their drives.
Where you at?
They actually let them putt out before taking the helicopter back.
They did, that's correct. They transferred to Oregon and they got the ambulance out of there.
Yeah.
But then they waited and let everybody finish because we talked to them, told them they had a couple of minutes left before they flew the helicopter back out. And you notice a bunch of cold putts.
Yes.
I think it had a huge effect on these guys finishing this round. Don't know that they would have made it before the helicopter, but we clearly know they didn't make it after. So.
Yeah, I mean there was some solid momentum coming from
For sure.
most of these players. And until you said that, I don't guess I realized 3 or 4 of them just missed their putt. Yeah. Definitely probably had something to do with it. But that's neither here nor there.
That is neither here nor there.
Just as it lands, it must depart.
Yeah. Very deep there. I like that. So there you got it. Cam taking the 2-stroke lead into the second round. There's your top 5 leaderboard. Najib coming off of a different card, shooting 9 down. Rick Rob Hastings also shooting a 10 down to come back up and beat on the lead card. Here is your chase card. A couple guys that are within striking distance, only 4 to 5 strokes back. So gonna make for an interesting second 21 holes and the finishing film cut that we'll make here. So
Yes, it is. It's always fun. Always enjoy doing this. Be on the lookout for round 2, the final round of the Fairhope Jubilee. It's going to be a fun one and very exciting, I can promise you that. Peace.
Peace.